Let's talk about 3I Atlas, a huge object that is steering itself towards Earth. Over the last years I have done my best to wake up my kinsmen to the truth of their inheritance, their history, their forefathers, and that's why I call my series The Millennial Reign of Christ. I have a different perspective because I'm the only channel talking about this matter who actually discusses who we are and where we come from and what our destiny is. So this morning someone posted a comment on one of my Millennial Reign of Christ videos and I want to react to that. This person says, I am more interested in 3I Atlas coming to Earth December the 19th, 2025. This object is not a comet but our promised help from Christ. I always knew about the previous reign of Christ plus everything else that's going on. So I get comments like this all the time, whether it is on my BitChute channel or TikTok, that people say, we already know this. In other words, stop talking about it because I already know this. But guys, a few years ago, no one wanted to hear it. And I'm glad that people can see it now. But the fact that a person already knows does not mean that we should therefore stop talking about it. Can you imagine that people went to Paul, stop preaching, we already know this. It doesn't make any sense, right? So yes, there are people who already know, but there are lots and lots of people who still need to hear. So what are they even talking about? What is 3I Atlas? Well, it depends on what video you watch. Some think it's a comet, other things it's an elongated comet with its own light source, others think it's a comet with aliens inside of them, and others just think it's a giant spaceship. But there are many different things, but people don't even often see that all these videos are AI. Let me give you an example.
Hello and welcome back. Today is December 14th, 2025. And if you have been following the trajectory of interstellar object 3I Atlas, you know that we are no longer looking at a standard celestial event. We are looking at a mystery that is deepening by the hour. Over the last 24 hours, a flood of new data has come in from independent observatories and major astronomical...
But then people say, no, not everything is AI. I heard official NASA people talk about this and people in government. So are you going to trust Freemasons again? And what about the people who believe the earth is flat and that we have a dome and there is nothing out there? They suddenly believe in a heliocentric system again? Also TikTok, guys. Most people on TikTok are there to make money. So they use any popular topic that stirs up the mind and that's very entertaining to make money. So the common people who make videos about this are just grifters. Last year TikTok was flooded with videos about the solar eclipse that happened last year in 2024. And hundreds of videos of black people who said that this was going to be their time. The moment the earth gets blackened, they will get superpowers. And thousands upon thousands of black people believed this. I have witnessed it with my own eyes that they were sitting out there watching the sun, waiting for their superpowers. Many Christians have been talking years ago about a common deception, Project Bluebeam, an alien deception. But now that it is happening, they just go along with it. And every time these videos come out with fear-mongering and sensationalism, nothing happens, guys. And also this time, no, there is not a giant spaceship or whatever coming to Earth this month. But I'm going to tell you what's actually going on. Remember that movie in the 90s, Independence Day, with Will Smith? Right? There was an alien invasion. And what happened? Humanity was finally united because now we have a common enemy. the aliens versus humanity. Guys, look what's happening to us. The dwelling places we dwelt on for a long time, learning how to serve our Father and His Christ. Look what's happening to these nations. And we caused this. And now that the truth is coming out about who we are, people walk away with any deception and distraction. It is a non-stop distraction. Who the true Edom is now revealed. Cats out of the bag. The true intention of our leaders. Everything is being exposed. And now they come up with all these big stories about, alien ship is coming. By the way, I don't think Jesus needs a spaceship to come here. Right? Guys, stay grounded. Because it is all distraction. And also what it says, look away from the mass invasions we have from real aliens from different parts of the world. Now just watch TikTok videos about a giant spaceship coming. So in the end, it doesn't really matter what's happening to our children, our grandchildren, if we are still here by then. But they want you to look up into some kind of object coming down, and in the meanwhile, they're changing everything. Our history, our society, our economy, our race is disappearing. Guys, we are in the last days of our white Christian dominion. Does that mean that God will not cause some kind of great physical event? Well, it is possible that one day, and I don't think that's going to be hundreds of years, that's going to be sooner, but we have seen many resets and destructions. That's why we find thousands of years old underground systems, right, from different ages, right? And now we see that for, I think, $1 trillion of trillions of dollars, they made underground bunkers as well. But how this will happen, how God will cause a destruction, we just don't know. But the fact is, we made such a mess of things, and we were given a authority, a responsibility to take care of things that God gave us. And we don't care about that. Now that everything is a mess, everything is falling apart, our children are being unalived in the streets and raped in the streets, we just want a cheap, easy bailout. But if there is actually physical new heaven and a new earth appearing, right? What makes you think that you're going to be part of that if you didn't even want to care about this one? I believe God is really, really strict about who He's going to use to start over again if we have another physical reset, right? So, guys, all these stories about moon eclipses and special powers and spaceships, right? And yes, I believe there is a technology on Earth, but that does not prove there are some aliens, right? Maybe there is technology hidden from us. And they already found many stuff in Egypt under the ground. But these Egyptians don't want us to look into it. I think they are hiding an ancient technology we had here. Right? But the point is, Jesus reconciled us, right? By faith, by believing in Him, we can be one with the Father. Right? And we thrived as a people. And we even went all over the world to other parts where other creatures were eating each other, beheading each other, headhunters. But we brought civilization. We brought structure because we were guided by God to do that. Right? And now we have told them, no, that never happened. We are all equal. So it doesn't matter if our culture, our race, our history, our inheritance is just being destroyed. Guys, stay grounded, right? If God wants to destroy this world in one way or another, right? Let God do it. My point is, do you want to really believe? And believing is not some universal force, the universe, the source. It is really understanding what happened in the first century with Christ. If you understand the 6,000 year history of the European people, you understand where we are now and where we are headed. And that's why I make these videos. Other millennial reign videos and Tartaria videos and season of Satan videos, they don't even discuss these things. But you can watch these videos about spaceships and comets all day long. And now you have taken your eyes off our dwelling place here on earth. Right? Let God's will be done. Right? So, guys, stay grounded.